Coming to you live from the Rocket Health Studio on 92.5 Fox News. Welcome to another edition of the Tyler McClosky Show. I am your host, Tyler McClosky. Good Saturday morning. We got a lot to discuss this week and every single week when we talk about all the facts, not feelings, in regards to your health insurance. Appreciate everybody tuning in every single week. If you'd like to download the show or stream us, you can find us on Spotify, Apple iTunes, iHeartRadio, or YouTube if you're streaming the video version as well. This week, we're getting closer and closer to that time period of what's advertised and what's talked about as open enrollment. And what does open enrollment mean to you or your family for your health insurance needs? Whether you're on the Medicare market, getting ready to turn 65, or if you're on that under 65 market and you're stuck with your only option of Obamacare, or at least that's what you think is your only option, where you're forced into the high premiums of the Non-Affordable Care Act. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to go into the examples of it. We're going to share with you what we've got a lot of clients help with this week, and really what you need to be on the lookout for when you're evaluating your health insurance and what it's coming up to this annual enrollment. Phone number to reach the show, as always, is 239-633-3140. Again, 239-633-3140, or visit online at www.tylermcclosky.com. Again, www.tylermcclosky.com. So every single week, we talk a lot about education and trying to give everybody all the facts they need to know to make the right decision for your health insurance. So let's kind of break that down for a second here. First and foremost, if you're still in a position of not having any health insurance at all, we've got to talk. We've got to evaluate, why is that? And I'd really love to know right now, if you are driving in your car and you're listening to the show, whether it's your first time or you listened to us for almost the past 2 years, why do you not have health insurance? Is it from the fact that it's unaffordable, which I get? We totally understand that, and that's why we do this show. Is it the fact that you've been denied before, possible pre-existing conditions? Or is it that, again, maybe you're on an employer or a job plan, and when they went to just go add your spouse or dependents, the price went absolutely through the roof? And, a lot of people don't realize what it looks like on that individual market. They maybe just went to healthcare.gov. They put in a little bit of their quick information, found out that the plans are over $1,000 a month, and that they don't qualify for any tax credits or subsidies. Or maybe at one point in time you did qualify for a tax credit, and then you had to pay it back at the end of the year. We've talked to so many people that have been absolutely screwed by that when it comes down to their taxes. So it may sound all good and great for you the first time that you have to use it or pay your monthly premiums, because it's a lot lower than what you've expected before in the past. But then when it comes down to your taxes and you realize that maybe you made a couple extra dollars than what you put on your application the first time, now you're forced to pay back all of the tax credit subsidies that they gave you. And what everybody needs to realize too is when you're looking at those health insurance plans on Obamacare is, what is the full premium of that health insurance? Don't look at what they're charging you. You've got to understand and know what is the full premium of the plan, because you have to be prepared in the event that if something changes, if your income goes up or down, if you want to make a change, if you move, that you could be on the hook for all that difference that they're giving you in a subsidy. So most people here in Southwest Florida, they may look when they're trying to get a health insurance plan, if they put their income in, if they qualify, they're going to be looking at maybe $300-400 a month in monthly premium. But look at that total amount of subsidy that they're giving you, because we just had a client this week that called in, and the difference in their plan was $1,200 a month in advanced tax credit subsidies that it shows that they're getting. So that person that's paying $400 a month for health insurance, the real price of that plan is $1,600. That's the actual facts of what it is. The real price of that plan is $1,600 a month. And they informed us that last year when this happened to them, they had to pay back over $8,000 for the portion of the year that they were ineligible for that tax credit subsidy. So what did they do when it came down to it this year? They just canceled their health insurance plan altogether. They went without because I don't blame them. They said, we're not spending $1,600 a month for health insurance. So they went with nothing at all. And that's got to be the worst feeling in the world, to know that you're walking every single day without having health insurance. I mean, come on, guys. You know, most of you, I would think, that are listening to the show right now, you would never drive a car without having auto insurance. You would never live in your home if you own a home, because it's mandated if you have a mortgage, it's not paid off, that you wouldn't have your homeowner's insurance. I understand that when you're evaluating things in life, it may come down to a luxury expense when you look at health insurance, but that's got to be at the absolute top priority of what you're doing for your daily life. Because I've seen too many times people get in the absolute worst situations where something happens to them, an actual major injury, broken bones, hospitalizations, then the worst, cancer, heart attack, stroke, cancer being the biggest one of them. And if you don't have health insurance to protect you and make sure that not only forgetting the bills being covered, getting the right care, getting to the right doctor, getting to the right place, if God forbid something like that happens. We already know the stats on it. 1 out of 3 people get diagnosed with cancer. And do you want to be that person that says, yeah, I can pay for things out of pocket, it doesn't matter, I go to the doctor, no big deal. But when they give you that diagnosis and now you want to actually get treatment, how are you getting treatment for that? And before anybody calls in and thinks that everything's going to be covered no matter what, and that you can just go and get whatever treatment you want, you're wrong. You're mistaken. If you do not have an actual major medical health insurance plan or the cash up front to show them to pay cash to get those services done, you will not get the proper service that you're wanting to ensure that you're covered for all your treatments. You can go to the emergency room. You can get some things covered at the emergency room, but if you need chemotherapy, if you need radiation, if you have to do follow-up treatments, if you need an elective surgery, if you need anything like that, you are not going to get covered unless you can show them an ID card that shows you have major medical health insurance. And the prioritization of that needs to be at the top of your list when you're looking at where you're getting your plans and your bills and everything else like that. Okay, so for that person that canceled their insurance altogether because it was $1,600 a month, and believe me, that is ridiculous. That's why I'm here trying to let you know the private market is still available. That same family that was $1,600 a month just got a major medical plan from United Healthcare on the private market through myself and my team at Rocket Health for under $700 a month. Total monthly premium, $648. I mean, please take that in and listen to that. That's $1,000 cheaper a month. That's $12,000 a year to your bottom line in your pocket to do what you need to do with, whether it's insurance premiums, whether it's paying bills for the house, whether it's putting gas in the car, or having the fun that you have by living your normal life. As soon as that person heard that, it wasn't because they were doing the wrong thing by having no insurance. They thought that $1,600 was the only option, and they didn't prioritize having that at the top of their list. Again, I don't blame you. As soon as they heard that they were getting insurance, major medical health insurance for $648 a month, they signed up immediately. And the best thing about it is there's no election periods. Now, you have to qualify by going through underwriting, and then you have to wait for the 1st or the 15th for an effective date. But that person now has an October 1st effective date, $648 a month, and they have major medical health insurance. Now, if you really want to get into weeds in that and listen to that a little bit too, when you're buying on the private market, that health insurance plan is a term plan that starts on the anniversary of that plan as far as the deductibles go. Let me say that again. If they were to get a plan through Obamacare that starts October 1st, that plan ends on December 31st. 3 months from now, it ends. Now, it's going to renew for January 1st when you elect a new plan. But that plan ends on December 31st, which means your benefits end on December 31st, which means if you have to pay out of pocket for your deductible, something comes up, an injury, a diagnosis, you have to pay deductibles all over again on January 1st, 3 months from now. When you get a plan in the private market, it goes year to year. So October 1st is their start date. That plan goes all the way until October 1st of next year, meaning their benefits last, like it should, for an entire year, not 3 months. And guess what the best part is? On the private market, you don't have to reapply like you do on healthcare.gov. It automatically renews you for year 2 and then again year 3 before you reapply again. So on the private market, when they might list them as term plans and everything else, it is major medical health insurance that's guaranteed for 3 years before you have to reapply. Now, we review it every single year to see if there's a better price, a better plan. Maybe Humana comes in the market. Maybe it's Aetna, whatever that might be. But this is something that everybody needs to be very, very particular on and looking at. How am I evaluating my health insurance and what am I doing today? Phone number to reach us directly is 239-633-3140. Again, 239-633-3140. or online at tylermcclosky.com. Again, www.tylermcclosky.com. And again, we're just reaching out to that person that, the first scenario today is if you don't have health insurance at all. When we get back from the break, we're going to go over more scenarios. If you're getting ready to turn 65, maybe you have that bridge gap until Medicare. What do you do? How much is the cost of it? And how are you evaluating the differences of your insurance? You need to pay attention and listen today. You guys are listening to the Tyler McClosky Show. We'll be right back. Welcome, everybody, back to the Tyler McClosky Show. Coming to you live from the Rocket Health Studio. Rocket Health, saving you beyond health insurance. To get a free quote, visit www.rockethealth.com. Again, rockethealth.com. They are the official sponsor of the Tyler McClosky Show, so we appreciate that. And specifically here, I want to talk to everybody in Southwest Florida, Lee County, Collier County, Charlotte County. Again, it's for the whole state of Florida. We also work in all 50 states as well, too. But again, this show being targeted right here in Southwest Florida. We get so many of you that are listening here on 92.5 Fox News every single Saturday at 11 a.m. You are in that time period, that age 55 to 65, and you are at the brink of trying to decide what you're going to do with your health insurance before you get ready for Medicare. And we know the facts. It is the time of your life where you're probably going to spend the most amount of money on your health insurance premiums. Now, like I just talked about in the last segment here, the price on the individual market should be a lot cheaper than what you've ever seen before. And that goes for your work health insurance plans. That might be through Obamacare. That might be through a spouse's employer plan. The individual market, as long as you qualify, is going to be undeniably better priced and possibly even a better plan. We look at the benefits together. We evaluate that. But for that person that says, hey, I've only got 2, 3, 4, 5 years until Medicare, we specifically have what's called bridge to Medicare health insurance plans. Major medical, not indemnity, not discount plans, that is going to bridge that gap for you to where no matter what your situation is right now, let's say you are still currently working, and you look at your health insurance and you say, yeah, I'm with this company because of the benefits. Now, let's evaluate it a little bit. Let's say that maybe it's a great health insurance plan and they only charge you maybe $100 a month. Phenomenal. You're 62 years old and you're staying with this job because the benefits are great and it's only $100 a month. But you absolutely hate what you're doing. You want to retire. You've worked your whole life and you do not want to have to stay with a job specifically just to get those benefits. Or maybe you have a spouse or dependents that are on your plan and you think it's the only way that I'm going to get them covered. I have to continue working. I need 3 more years until I get ready for Medicare. And at that point in time, the spouse is kind of left out to dry. The dependents, they have to get their own plans. You guys may not have looked at what that individual market looks like as far as pricing, how it works, what's available, because you've only seen what's on healthcare.gov. So when you look at healthcare.gov and you say, yeah, for a 62-year-old in Collier County, for any sort of decent plan on Florida Blue or Ambetter, that price is over $2,000 a month. That's $24,000 a year. I mean, what are we even talking about here? Exactly why I do this show is for this audience. So on the individual market, even if it's going to be more monthly premium, now you have the option to come off of your group insurance from work. So I'm going to give you a quick example of what we just helped somebody out, 63 years old, that was looking for health insurance to bridge them that gap from now until Medicare. Major medical health insurance plan. The deductible on this plan is $5,000. So again, we can go up or down on deductibles, and I'm sure you guys are very well aware of that. The lower your deductible, the higher your monthly premium. Vice versa, the higher your deductible, the lower your monthly premium. That's going to be the biggest difference of what you're looking at for your insurance. But again, if you're only going to the doctor once or twice a year, you don't care about how high your deductible is, because all you care about is the peace of mind that if something major happens to me and I have $250,000 in bills, I pay a $5,000 deductible, everything's covered. That's it. You pay your deductible, which you can pay over time. Also, most of the plans that we sell already have ancillary coverage that's included in that price that covers your deductible for you. We'll get very in-depth specific with that if we talk on the phone. But that person right there that's 63 years old that thought they have no options for health insurance until they reach for Medicare, for a $5,000 deductible, major medical, set it, forget it, never have to worry about reapplying for health insurance until their Medicare comes, out the door, full major medical, $612 a month. $612 a month to have major medical health insurance until you reach age 65. And I'm not talking about indemnity insurance. Please listen very close. Now, I don't care what age you are. I don't care if you're 25 years old, you're responsible, you're listening to Fox News on a Saturday morning, getting stuff done, whether you're the family, 40-year-olds with 2 kids, or you're 60 years old. This is not indemnity health insurance. Again, we have that very specific for the person that needs it. We're talking major medical. And please understand the difference of what major medical is. Indemnity insurance is that insurance broker that's maybe advertising on this radio station, or the person that's telling you, I give you guaranteed coverage until you're 65 at 40 years old. This can never cancel. PPO coverage, go to any doctor that you want to. It doesn't matter. Guaranteed coverage until you're 65. It never cancels. There's no deductible that you have to meet. All these plans have $5,000 or $10,000 deductibles. There's no deductible with my plan. They're lying to you. They're selling you indemnity insurance, and they're trying to pass it off as major medical. I'm sorry, guys. Not going to continue to drop names on here, but listen to the radio. Listen to the people that are talking to you. If you've ever been sold or been pitched a plan that has $0 deductibles, guaranteed coverage until 65, it's indemnity health insurance, period. Take the feelings out of it. It's the facts of what it is. And too many people are getting absolutely screwed by enrolling into the wrong plan because you were told it's going to cover you the way that you think it's supposed to. Now, if the price works for you and it saves you a bunch of money, then go for it. But a family this week here in Cape Coral, 40 years old with 2 kids, they realized when they had to take their kids to the hospital that they had indemnity coverage because they thought that the life plan that they bought and were told was PPO with no deductible. They're right. They had no deductible. So when they had a $22,000 bill come in the mail and the insurance company cut them a check for $1,000 a day that the kids were in the hospital, you didn't have a deductible you had to meet. Here's $1,000. You pay the other $21,000 left over of that bill. So really think about that when you're getting into a plan that has no deductible. So especially, sorry to get off on the rant, but back to that person that's 60 years old, 62 years old, that's looking to bridge that gap until Medicare, and you're hearing a plan that's told for you, no deductible, get you to age 65. It's indemnity insurance. Every major medical health insurance plan has a deductible. Now, what we do is we cover that deductible for you. We wipe that deductible out with ancillary coverage. It's all built into the plan. So if you have an accident, injury, cuts, burns, stitches, anything else like that, you don't have a deductible that you have to meet because they cover it for you. However, you still have major medical health insurance. So that person right there, $5,000 deductible, major medical for 63 years old until they reach Medicare age is covered for $612 a month. $612 a month for major medical health insurance. And they've been used to paying either a little premium in the plan that they get through their job, but they absolutely hate their job, or the high dollars of Obamacare where the prices are constantly going through the roof. Okay. And you guys need to really look at these situations and say, what is available today? What are we able to look at? And what's going to be the most affordable coverage? Phone number to reach the show directly is 239-633-3140. Again, 239-633-3140, or visit online at TylerMcClosky.com. Again, www.TylerMcClosky.com. We're going to take one quick, short, more break. You guys are listening to the Tyler McClosky Show. Welcome, everybody, back to the Tyler McClosky Show, coming to you live from the Rocket Health Studios. Rocket Health, saving you beyond health insurance. To get a free quote, visit RocketHealth.com, RocketHealth.com. Again, this show's been very, very good to us, very good to the team, very good to the company over the last, actually over a year and a half now, coming up on 2 years, which is absolutely crazy. And this time of year, we're getting ready to get into the annual and open enrollment. So for the people that are looking, let's talk about Medicare real quick. Again, we do every single thing that has to deal with Medicare for you or your family, whether your spouse is on it, whether you're on it, whether your parents are on it, and whether you're turning 65 in the best, easiest time for your Medicare, or it's annual enrollment and you have to look at what you're going to change or switch, we can help you out. Now, if you're turning 65 in the next 6 months to a year, please call us today, right now. Pick up the phone, give us a call. We will talk about what you have now and what you need to do when you turn 65. We'll make it very, very simple, straightforward, and easy to handle. If you're already on Medicare and you're getting ready for what's called annual enrollment of October 15th, we will look and say, what do you have now and what's available to change to? If you're sick and tired of being in a plan that doesn't cover your doctors appropriately, maybe all your medications aren't covered, you don't want to be in a network, you want a Medicare supplement plan, we have all of that available, and we can go over that directly with you to find out what's the best plan at the best price. We're licensed with every single carrier here locally in the area. So that Medicare annual enrollment time period, don't make it more confusing on yourself than it has to be. We will be very, very, very straightforward, easy to understand options, and kind of make it the best decision possible for you or your family to see what's available. Phone number again is 239-633-3140. Again, 239-633-3140, or online at TylerMcClosky.com. Again, www.TylerMcClosky.com. So again, if you don't have health insurance, everybody, this might be the very time I'm calling to you today. You're listening over and over again on the show. This is the time to say, I've got to just pick up the phone and call. I maybe heard this show for months now. Maybe it's the first time I'm listening to it. I've got to pick up the phone. I've got to call today to find out what it's going to be to make sure I've got peace of mind. And again, we can strip down benefits for you to make the plan as cheap as possible, but while still giving you the right protection for major medical health insurance. That's what you need. It's what your family needs. You can't continue to go on without it. Please call us today, 239-633-3140. If you are on Obamacare, if that rate has gone up, if you are knowing what's coming, which is open enrollment, and you are seeing the changes in the plans, we can evaluate it now today, and we can lock in prices before they go up on November 1st. If you wait till November 1st, it's going to be too late for the rate increases. All right? It's not going to be too late to buy it, but it's going to be too late for the rate increases. If you take care of it in the month of September, you are going to lock in that rate to not have to go with the rate increases when they release them for November 1st. So if you're in that situation, please call today. We'll review it. We'll find out what's the best plan at the best price, and we'll lock you in today. 239-633-3140. And finally, let's say you're on a health insurance plan that maybe you've been grandfathered in, you had for years, but you just got that rate increase in August. We know what the deal is. Every August is when you get that rate increase. And they're trying to raise those premiums every single year to get you out of it. Let's look and see what's available. Now, a lot of times, people will call me up, and I'm going to evaluate it. I'm going to say, what do you have? What are you paying? What's your current situation? And probably maybe 50% of the time, if you're on one of those grandfathered plans, I'm going to tell you to stay with it. I'm going to tell you to keep that coverage because before Obamacare, that plan was the best plan available, and you still have it today. But I'm going to evaluate that with you, and we're going to see what the best plan is. 239-633-3140. And lastly, guys, we know adding the spouse, adding the dependents to the health insurance is going to drastically, I don't care what job you work for, it's going to raise those premiums sky high. You got to realize that the individual market may be the best option. Now, you as the employee can stay on that health insurance. If they offer you great insurance for $100 a month, we're going to say, you keep your health insurance. Let's put your spouse and children on an individual plan. Where your plan would have went to $1,300 a month, we can get them covered for $400. You've got the best situation in the world. And you never knew it was possible until you look at the individual market. 239-633-3140. Okay, so everybody, I think we've given out the phone number enough today. I hope that I brought value to you on a Saturday when you're driving in a car, doing your errands. Hopefully have a good weekend here. The rain has been crazy lately, so hopefully that goes away for us. But I want to provide value to you every single week. I want to educate you as best as humanly possible, and I'd love to be able to discuss your situation with you, put you in touch with one of my agents or myself. Yes, I do answer the phones when you guys call in. And I'd love to be able to help and service you on all your health insurance needs and find out what is the best plan at the best price. 239-633-3140. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This has been the Tyler McClosky Show. We will see you next week.